Continuing with the story of Eliezer ben Hurkenos. This is part 2. So, what we're holding right now is going back to the home of Hurkenos, back to wherever they were living at the time. And there was a discussion going on in the home between Hurkenos and his other sons. They were claiming how it's time to go up to Yerushalayim and finish the deal and disconnect Eliezer from getting any possible future inheritance, being that he let the family down. So they convinced Hurkenos, and Hurkenos actually decided to go up to Yerushalayim and to actually put him on a nidui, to basically disconnect him from the family, officially, monetarily. And when he went up to Yerushalayim, he actually discovered that Rabbi Eliezer ben Zakkai, who apparently was the leader of the time, as in charge of the Bezdin as well, he was having a very happy day. It seems like they were having some kind of simcha, a yom tov of sort. And they were having a suda, and all the great people from the country at the time were by his suda. 3 of them, great names, Ben Tzitzis HaKeses, and the Medrash says the reason why he was called Ben Tzitzis HaKeses, there's a Gemara about this as well, but the Medrash here says is because when he would lie down above all the other great people of Yerushalayim. Whatever that means, we're not going to discuss that. Look at the commentaries if you want. Additionally, there was also a person, his name was Nakdimun ben Gurion. He was also a great person, and the Medrash says one specific thing that was great about him was that he had enough to give 3 sa'ah of kemach, of flour. Sa'ah is a certain type of measurement, which was a nice amount, a very, very pleasant amount, to give to every single person in Shalim. He had that much to be able to give. Apparently that was a lot. Now each saw is around 650 fluid ounces of our time, according to some opinions. And moving on to Ben Kalba Savua, that the Medrash described how rich he was, that he actually had fields which are able to hold 4 kurin. 4 kurin is about nowadays 26,300 fluid ounces or so of area of land to be able to create. And the Medrash says that these gardens were used eventually to somehow produce gold factories of that they would drown out gold base. They would grind gold, and they would, I guess, sell it or use it for different purposes to create more wealth. So back to the story. So they told Rabbi Eliezer ben Zakkai about how his father is coming. How Eliezer's father is coming. And he said make place for him, and they made place, and they put him right next to him, right next to Rabbi Eliezer ben Zakkai. So at that moment, Rabbi Eliezer ben Zakkai he gazed at Rabbi Eliezer, and he told him, tell us one thing from the Torah. So Rabbi Eliezer told him, I'm going to give you a parable, a mashal, to understand why I cannot do that. He said, I'm like a bird, I'm like a pit full of water, and you can only give out what you filled it up with. So the same thing here, I can only give out what you gave me. So what do you want from me? I learned everything from you. I can't add anything. So Rabbi Eliezer ben Zakkai told him, no, the mashal that you're giving is the wrong mashal. The proper mashal actually is, you are like a spring. A spring, even though a well, it fills up the wells, but it can keep giving out after you empty it out, because the source comes from somewhere else, unlike rain pits, etc. He says the same thing I can say about you. You could say different Torah even more from what we received from what was received from Sinai. What that means, there are different commentaries about that. If you'd like to know, send me a message. But we will continue with the story. So, the Rabbi Eliezer ben Zakkai said, you know what? Maybe it's because of me. Maybe you're embarrassed because of me. You don't want to speak. So I'm going to leave the room, and I'll let you do what you need to do. And that's what happened. He got up, he left the room, and he went outside. And Rabbi Eliezer was sitting, and he was darshaning, he was expounding on the Torah. And it says in Medrash, his eyes were so radiant, it was like the sun. I'm assuming this is metaphorically. And it said that the rays that were coming out of his eyes were like the rays that were coming out of Moshe, like the Torah says. And it was, people were losing their senses to extent, so to speak, this says in Medrash. People could not know if it was day or night. So we will conclude with that over here, and we will continue, God willing, next time.